my name is Kalia, and this is my movie review on A Resistance, Yu Guan-soon's story. The film was directed and written by Jo Min-ho, released in February 27, 2019, and took place in the Japanese colonial period. The cast of The Resistance are Go Ah-sung as Yu Guan-soon, Kim Se-byuk as Kim Hyo-hwan, Kim Ye-eun as Kwan Ero, Chong Ha-dam as Lee Ok-yi, and Roo Kyung-soo as Nishida or Chung Chun-young. An overview of A Resistance, it is a South Korean historical drama. The film portrays the final year of Yu Gun-soon, a teenage independence activist who became a symbol of Korea's resistance against Japanese colonial rule in the early 20th century. Here is the trailer. Set during Japan's occupation of Korea, the story follows 17-year-old Yu Gun-soon, who was arrested for her role in organizing the March 1st movement, a peaceful protest advocating for Korean independence. Imprisoned in Seo-dae-moon prison, she endures harsh conditions and torture but remains steadfast in her beliefs. Despite severe punishment, Yu continued to inspire fellow inmates, leading clandestine acts of defiance within the prison walls. Her unwavering spirit galvanized others, making her a beacon of hope and resistance. Tragically, Yu dies in prison just 2 days before her scheduled release in 1920. The film delves into themes of patriotism, resilience, and the power of collective action. It was shot predominantly in black and white. The cinematography underscores the bleakness of prison life, with occasional color sequences highlighting memories of freedom and hope. The director, Jo Min-ho, emphasizes the solidarity among female prisoners, showcasing their shared struggles and mutual support. Some critics praised A Resistance for its poignant storytelling and Go Ah-sung's compelling performance. The film was noted for its historical accuracy and attention to detail in recreating the prison environment and events. This is something that the director paid close attention to as he wanted it to be as accurate as possible. And some or other reviews pointed out the film's restrained portrayal of violence. This approach was seen as a means to focus on the emotional and psychological fortitude of the characters. It was released to commemorate the 100th anniversary of March 1st movement. So, a synopsis of A Resistance, I have three main points. Imprisonment, Yu Gun-soon's imprisonment and spirit of defiance. The film opens with a 17-year-old Yu being imprisoned. The next main point, the Seo-dae-moon prison. Life inside Seo-dae-moon prison. The film captures the severe punishments and horrors Yu and her fellow inmates face. And my third main point would be sacrifice. Legacy of sacrifice and hope. Yu smuggles messages of encouragement to outside the prison despite being at the worst health. To dive deeper into the synopsis, it is set against the backdrop of Korea's fight for independence from Japanese colonial rule. A Resistance tells the story of a true story of Yu Gun-soon, a teenage girl who became a symbol of national defiance for Korea. After Japan formally annexed Korea in 1910, the Korean people suffered under harsh and repressive rule, losing their political freedoms, facing cultural erasure, and enduring economic exploitation. Amid growing resentment, a major nonviolent movement erupted. This is the March 1st movement of 1919. Inspired by principles of self-determination and peaceful protest, millions of Koreans took to the streets demanding independence. The Japanese military and police responded with brutal force, killing and imprisoning thousands. Yu Gun-soon, only 16 at the time, was one of the student leaders of the protests. After witnessing her parents' death during a demonstration in her hometown, she continued to rally resistance. Arrested by Japanese authorities, she was imprisoned at the Seo-dae-moon prison in Seoul. A Resistance focuses intimately on Yu's harrowing life inside prison. Despite suffering severe torture and witnessing the deaths of fellow inmates, she would never wavered her spirit. The film portrays her resilience as she smuggles out messages, inspires her fellow prisoners, and dreams of a free Korea, even in the face of overwhelming cruelty from Japan. Hyo Gun-soon ultimately died in prison from injuries inflicted by repeated beatings, but her sacrifice became a lasting symbol of Korea patriotism. Today, she is honored as a national hero. Through a restrained and powerful narrative, a resistance captures not just the suffering under colonial oppression, but also the incredible strength, hope, and dignity of those who dared to resist. Yu Sun's last testament in prison said, "If my nails are torn out, if my nose and ears are cut off, if my legs are broken, that pain I would bear. It is the pain of losing my country that I cannot endure. My only regret is that I have but one life to give for my country." Here is also a little graphic of Yu Sun. What I learned from a resistance is what Korean collaborators are and about the Korean independence struggle. From the late 19th century to 1945, some Korean collaborators with Japan during its colonization of Korea, either by supporting Japanese rule or opposing the independence movement. Today, many in Korea view them as traitors. And a Korean collaborator in the movie would be this cast member. I believe that these Koreans were collaborators in order to survive and support their families. I also noticed how a resistance showed how torture and death will not kill human spirit. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you get a chance to learn from a resistance and enjoy the movie just as I did.